for the money. Definitely a good buy in my opinion. So let's see what it comes with here. Okay, we've got ourselves an Apprentice 15E by E-Flight. Go ahead and open this up. I've already cut the bands. I've already had it open and took a quick look-see, as I'm sure everybody does when they first get them before they do the out of the box. This is actually my take 2 on it. Okay, we got our fuselage, we got our wings, we got our DX5E radio, we got a charger, which I'm really impressed with, and it came with the batteries for the radio also. Came with 4 AA's, which I've already put in actually. Okay, this is the charger. It's an E-Flight LiPo charger. It does 2-cell and 3-cell LiPo batteries. It's got a switch here for 2-cell or 3-cell. It has a button in the center to start charging, and you can also push the button to stop it. It also has a dial here. You can charge at anywhere from 0.5 amps to 3 amps. So that's 500 milliamps all the way up to 3 amps worth of charging, depending on the battery you have. Depends on the rate you should charge it at. This one came with a 3200 milliamp 3-cell LiPo. 3200 milliamp is a pretty big battery. You could charge it all the way up to 3 amps. Me, I recommend charging at 1 amp or less. I always charge my batteries roughly between 800 milliamps and 1 amp, as long as I have the time. If I'm in the field charging, I might charge it a little bit more, but for the life of the battery and for my safety, and I just like to charge slow. Makes your batteries last a lot longer. You know, you can get more flights out of them, you can enjoy them a lot longer. So if you got the time and you're not an impatient person, 800 milliamps to 1 amp to charge. It's a good idea. Okay, there's a LiPo battery. It's an E-Flight 3-cell, 11.1 volt, 3200 milliamp hour battery. Good sized battery, okay? It's a 15C and it says on it does 48 amp max continuous discharge. Seems a little high for a 15C, but I'll take the word for it. This plane ain't gonna pull that, thank goodness, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay, we've got our fuselage, our wings, and our radio. Next we'll take out our wings. Good sturdy wings with the ailerons. They're already hooked with the servos, but they're not, the control horns are not hooked up yet. So you will have to hook up the control horns. That's the other side. Here's the elevator, and underneath it is the rudder. Okay? Here's the fuselage. Here's the landing gear. We'll get the landing gear out of the way. That was over the top of the fuselage, protecting it from the strap that they put on it to hold this in, which I have already removed. Nice, good, sturdy fuselage, good. It's fuselage. Made out of, appears to be EPP foam, but a good thick, almost like a monoblock, but the whole fuselage is pretty much like that. It does have holes drilled in it to allow airflow for the electronics, as well as holes in the front behind the motor to allow airflow to come in for the electronics. So you have your in and your out for the electronics. On the bottom here, it has a plastic area for your battery with a nice screen cut in it, so the airflow will be nice to keep your battery nice and cool, which also flows into the rest of the electronics. Inside it does have 2 Velcro straps to hold your battery into place. Once you place your battery in, once you get a charge will show, I guess, you plug the battery in here, strap it down with the Velcro straps, close the lid, turn your little latch, and it's in there and it's sturdy and it's not going anywhere. You're not going to lose it in flight, which would be really good. The Velcro straps would be nice to hold it in place so the CG doesn't shift on you. Okay? It's also a good idea. And you also have this bag inside of the fuselage. Okay? It's got 2 plastic covers. Okay? For when you put the wings together, you slide them together. One's going to go over the front, one's going to go over to the rear. It has the rubber bands in here to strap over from those spots to hold the wing on. Okay, so you can set the wing on so when you get into your vehicle and you go to leave, your wing's now permanent in place. Very easy to remove the rubber bands, get in to where your servos, your receiver, and your electronic speed control all are. Okay, it comes with a 30 amp electronic speed control. It comes with a AR500 receiver, which is a really nice 2.4 receiver. Comes with an E-Flight EFLR 7150 and an EFLR 7140 servo. Okay, the one servo, the larger servo, is for the rudder and for the steering in the front, because you will have steering on the front wheel. Okay, this one has 2 wheels in the rear, 1 in the front for your balance. Okay, for your landing and takeoffs. Okay, there's no tail wheel. Okay, it's all in the front. There's a small plastic skid here to protect it if you do happen to touch the tail. It's made out of plastic. It's nice and durable. Okay, so that'll protect the back end of it. This is already all installed. I have not installed nothing on this plane. This is straight out of the box the way it comes. Okay, there's your wheel for the front, the rubber bands to hold the wing on, as I said, a couple of screws to screw in that we're going to use to put our elevator and our rudder on, that I will do in a moment, and possibly on another video, because this is probably going to run long. We got our binding plug. Okay, we'll set all that back inside the fuselage. Okay, we got our DX5E, which, as I said, it comes with 4 AA batteries already installed. Well, they're not already installed. I already installed them because I've had the box open already. Okay, you have your channel 5, your training switch. Okay, here's your channel 5, your training switch, your dual rate. You have dual rate on this. Okay, your throttle. Okay, this is a mode 2. Okay, this is a US version. We use mode 2. Okay, throttle on the left, elevator on the right, aileron on the right, rudder on the left. Okay, okay, it has throttle, aileron, elevator, and rudder reverse switches. They're inset, so you can't accidentally flip them while you're flying. If your hands get a little all over the place, you cannot accidentally flip these. You have to actually put something down in there and flip them, small flat blade or such. And it does have mixing, so you can get a V-tail mix out of this. Okay, it doesn't do a rudder mix, but it does do a delta wing or V-tail mix. Okay, the power switch, and then like the high dollar radios, it doesn't have the slide bar for your trim. It has the push click, kind of like click, 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 click. Okay, and it has, of course, a spot to put your neck strap, which I do recommend using a neck strap. Some people like to fly without them. That's your preference. I like a neck strap. I like it to hang there and feel comfortably loose in my hands, so all my tension is on the controls. I'm not fighting with holding the radio or anything like that, and getting overexcited, because sometimes you get that little flying control thing like you used to with the old video games, and it puts you a little bit off on your controls. Just my opinion. A lot of people, some people do like to fly with no strap. They like to hold the radio, feel it in their hands, but that's not for me. Okay. Here's the elevator. You just remove the tape off of it. The elevator and the rudder both come with what appears to be 3mm foam underneath, I would assume, and it has like a plastic coating over it. Kind of like the Striker's vertical stabilizers have. So that's what they have for this. But good sturdy carbon fibers in the bottom, both on the control surface and on the elevator tail itself. Okay, so that makes it nice and sturdy.